Hello, for those of you who don't already know me, my name is Adrienne, and I am a public school teacher turned homeschool mom who loves to share ways that you can reduce toxins in your life. I love Young Living products. So, this class, I'm going to be sharing tips and tricks I've learned along the way, some recipes that I love and use. Using natural products and blending in Young Living. There's also some products from Young Living that are ready to go. So if you are watching this on the replay, you can always comment or reach out to me if you have any questions. So there are lots of toxic ingredients all over our home. We are focusing just on cleaning in this video, but just to give you an idea, it's not just your cleaning products. There's all kinds of areas that can be addressed. We are just going to focus on cleaning because I'm trying to respect your time and keep this as brief as possible. All right, so I found this video. It's like 6 years old, but it's still a great informative video, and I can't get the sound to work, so I'm hoping that you can hear it on my phone. So that just gives you a little preview. And that was like 6 years ago. So I can't imagine that the numbers have gotten any better, unfortunately. So there were lots of words that they threw at you in that video. The big C word was in there, endocrine disruptors, hormones, all kinds of things can be affected by using harsh chemicals in your home. So, have you ever thought about your cleaning products? If you're like me, it might not have crossed your mind. The first area that we attacked when we started getting healthier was our diet, because you always hear about you are what you eat, and you think about the food that you're putting in your system is so important, but you kind of neglect, or at least I didn't think about all the cleaning things that you're breathing in, that your hands are absorbing when you're using, because how many of us actually read the description and the directions on the cleaning products and follow them? Because I know I didn't. There are certain cleaning products that are very common on the market, and you're supposed to wear gloves when you apply it, and you're supposed to let it sit for like 60 seconds before you wipe it. I never did any of that. So it's just important to think about. If you want to just screenshot this, I am not going to attempt to say all of these words. I know fragrance is a really big one. Lots of those other words look like they belong in a science lab for a specific reason. They're very toxic to your body. Those are ones that you want to stay away from. Probably the easiest one to remember is fragrance, and a lot of things have fragrance, even cleaning products. So screenshot that and keep that. Do you know what's hiding under your kitchen sink? Because I didn't for the longest time until I started to do my own research, and I was appalled and shocked. So chances are there's a lot of things under your sink that are very hazardous and harmful if ingested, if breathed in. Most cleaners are that way. I did not stop to think about that, but you can clean your home without all those toxic ingredients. And these are just a few of the products that we're going to cover in this class tonight. There are lots, so I tried to pick my favorites, which was super hard. This is the first one we're going to talk about. This one is awesome. It's called Thieves Household Cleaner, and it is in a concentrate bottle. They've redone the bottle a little bit and actually made it a little bit cheaper, which is very uncommon, but exciting. So this is something that we are going to cover in great detail. It does not have to be expensive or difficult to clean your house and to switch to a cleaner clean. All right, so let's get into it. Thieves Cleaner. It does not have any of those bad things on the avoid list. Young Living standards are very high. They only put the good ingredients in, and they're constantly evolving as science discovers different ingredients may not be so great. They'll pull the product off of the market and research and figure out what they can swap it with, and then they'll put it back on the market. It's happened several times in the decade or so that I've been using their products. So because we're avoiding all of those ingredients in this wonderful cleaner, we're not risking an allergy flare-up. We're not disrupting our hormones. We're not exposing ourselves to known carcinogens. That's cancer-causing ingredients. We don't have any respiratory issues. We don't have any skin irritation. All of those things can be alleviated a lot of times by the products that we're using and how we're cleaning our homes. So this is the new bottle, the new reformulated bottle that they released this summer in convention. So this is the main cleaner. And one thing that is super exciting about this cleaner for me, I'm very simplistic. Simplistic? I don't know if that's the correct way to say that. I like to simplify things. And when I started researching and going through everything for cleaners, I realized that I could get rid of everything under my sink and replace it with this one product. I just get a spray bottle and use my concentrate and murky water or distilled water, and I'm set. I could get rid of all of those things. So it's really freed up a lot of room under the sink, which is exciting. Here's another one if you want to take a screenshot. This is a funny story with this one. This is a DIY cleaner if you want to try and make your own. So the directions are in there. It's vinegar based using citrus peels. So if you are like me and you use a lot of citrus like oranges or lemons, you save the peels and you basically ferment them and create your own vinegar, which is fun. It's a little science project too. And then here's the kicker. Don't use that straight to clean like I did the first time I made it. I would clean our bathrooms and you would go in there and it would like make your eyes water because it was so strong of vinegar. My husband hated it. He said, please do not use that cleaner. And I was like, but I'm going to use a natural one. I didn't see this bottom part of the recipe that said to make it, pour half a cup of vinegar into a spray bottle and then add in 2 cups of water. So you're essentially making your own concentrate that you're going to add water to clean with. So please make sure you pay attention to those directions. And don't be like me. Hopefully you can hear me. I had my sound down a little too much. Okay, so here is Thieves dish soap. This is another line of Thieves. This is dish soap that is, of course, free of all of those ingredients that we said to avoid. This is a great way to wash your dishes. This is another area of my life that I didn't really think about because you're washing your dishes, you're putting food on it, and then you're eating that food. Like, why didn't that come into my brain to say, oh, I probably shouldn't be washing my dishes with toxic ingredients to clean them? I feel like we just have this whole mindset. I had a whole mindset issue that I had to get over. I will say that natural dish soap like this one does not foam up and keep the foam as much as commercial and other common ones because they're using an ingredient called sodium lauryl sulfate or SLS, which helps make it bubbly and stay bubbly. It does bubble up, but the bubbles do disappear. So just remember the soap is still in the water and you don't have to see the bubbles to know that you're cleaning your dishes. I love the way that this cleans and I love the way it smells. I love all of the Thieves products. So this is a great one to swap out in your kitchen if you're worried about cleaning your dishes with harmful things. Here's another recipe if you want a screenshot. This is a stainless steel cleaner that I use sometimes. Just a few ingredients And then whatever citrus oil is your favorite, add that one in there. Okay, here's another Thieves product. Are you getting the theme here with the Thieves? This is a plant-based soap that we use to wash our hands. It's foam, so it a little bit goes a long way. And then you can buy a refill container or you can make your own. I will say, when you make your own, it's not as good as getting the refill. We do both, and I do prefer the refill because Young Living has the recipe like, and when you try and do the DIY version, it's a little bit runnier and the soap feeling is just a little bit different. It's not as smooth and soft as Young Living's Thieves, but there is a DIY option available to help kind of stretch it out a little bit. And most soaps have that same ingredient that was in the dish soap, the SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. So you are scrubbing your hands and getting all of those chemicals on your hands that are bad for you when you're trying to wash them just to get the germs off. So it's great to have an alternative, and this is a great alternative. You can buy it in a pack of 1 or 3, I believe, and it comes with a pump dispenser that is not in this picture. So it's a foam, and it does last a long time, depending on how often you wash your hands. I have 3 kids and a dog, so we're washing our hands a lot. We go through it probably quicker than a family that would only have a couple kids. And my girls like to wash their hands all the time, which I'm okay with. So this is a great alternative if you're looking for soap. Most soap that you buy in the store is going to have that SLS component to make it nice and bubbly, and it's also going to have a fragrance, which is terrible. Fragrance is the company's like loophole legally to put whatever they want in there and call it their trademark secret. So you want to avoid fragrance, perfume, sometimes they spell it like parfum. All of those kind of smelly words are what you want to avoid to make sure that you're not exposing your body to terrible ingredients. Here's another recipe, DIY, for those of you who are DIYers. I'm not going to read it to you, but you can screenshot it if you like. And I love that this one has orange and tea tree and thieves oil in it. I love the smell of citrus and thieves combined. And the tea tree, it has kind of like an earthy smell, so it's not real like overpowering. Okay, another cleaning product that I absolutely love is called the Kitchen and Bath Scrub, and that is also part of the Thieves line. You can use this anywhere you need a little bit of grit. So this is what I replace my soft scrub with. I use this, and you can add a little bit of water to make it kind of like a paste or Thieves cleaner, and you can tackle pretty much anything. It's very soft. It's very delicate. I use it on my stainless steel pots and pans all the time. I use it to scrub the shower and the tub. You know how it gets kind of that filmy nastiness on the bottom? I don't know what that is. This will help take it off. So I just sprinkle it in the tub, add a little tiny bit of water, and hit it with a scrub brush, and it takes off a lot. So it's nice to have, and it does last a long time because you only need a little bit, just like a lot of the products we're talking about tonight. Here's another recipe for DIYers, a dusting spray. This is kind of fun. I really hate to dust, so if I can kind of jazz it up a little bit with some oil and some nice smells, then it makes it a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more productive. This has white vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, and lemon, so it's a nice fresh scent. Of course, whenever you're trying something new, you always want to spot check and make sure that you are okay adding this to a piece of furniture. So spot check on a little inconspicuous spot of your furniture, make sure that nothing crazy happens. I use this on like our wooden things, like our cabinets and stuff. If you already have a natural spray that you love, you can always add essential oils to it. So purification is a nice smell to add to your cleaning products that you already have, or maybe you've already done some DIY sprays for cleaning. Purification is a great oil to help just freshen. It's a really clean smell, and it's not super overpowering, not super strong. It's a blend that Young Living created, so it's a nice smell. And if you look at the name purification, it helps to purify. Here's another recipe for you, the carpet deodorizer. This one's nice. We don't have a lot of carpet in our new home, yay! But if you do have carpet, you mix some essential oil with some baking soda and sprinkle it on your carpet and let it sit for a while, and then you go back and vacuum. Just note, depending on the fibers of your carpet, it might be a little bit difficult to pull all of the baking soda out, so you might not want to go super heavy. Again, test a small spot, see how you like it. I liked this one when we had the carpet in our living room because it helped to just freshen the space and the air. So if I had company coming over and the house was already clean and I'm just looking to kind of freshen the smell in the house, again, dog, I would sprinkle this on the carpet and then let it set for a little bit and then vacuum, and the smell just kind of lingers in the fibers of the carpet and helps to make your house smell good. So it's nice. Okay, another area that I struggled with when we started to switch over to toxin-free living was my candles. I loved me some candles. We would buy tons and tons whenever they would have sales in the candle shops. I got them as presents. I was a teacher. That was like the staple gift to give your teacher. So we had quite the collection. But then once I started doing research, I realized that a lot of them, including all of these dangerous ingredients that they have, they are a fire hazard. I had a friend who her house burnt down because she left a candle going. So that open flame and the candle, plus all the dangerous ingredients, and we knew we wanted to make a shift. We were able to eventually get rid of all of our candles. I do not miss them because we use our diffusers now. And again, you're avoiding all of those potential side effects by getting rid of your candles and switching over to a diffuser. And one thing I love about diffusers, unlike a candle, you can make a different scent every time you use it. If you're feeling like you want something floral today, this morning, you can put it in your diffuser and maybe some geranium. And then in the afternoon, you're feeling like you want like a peppermint smell in your kitchen. Maybe you're making brownies and you want like peppermint brownies and you want the peppermint smell too. You can add that in the diffuser. So it's really very customizable on the spot, which is fun. I diffuse a lot when we are home. I have a diffuser in each of our bathrooms, all the bedrooms. The kitchen area has one. So we normally do school either in the bedroom or kitchen. So I'll have a diffuser going with something like peppermint or lemon or genius or some kind of focusing oil to help us get those little brains a cooking for homeschool. So it's a great alternative. Diffusers, there's lots of different diffusers. This one is called the Desert Mist. I don't remember if that's one that they're phasing out. They're making some changes with diffusers, but they do have lots of different options. I will say you can also buy them on Amazon, but from my experience, they don't tend to last as long as far as the life of the diffuser, and they don't seem to put out as much of a mist as the Young Living diffuser. So I will fill up, we have one in the bathroom that's from Amazon, and I'll fill that up in the morning, and then I'll run a whole cycle and I'll go to fill it up again, and it's still halfway full. So it's not putting out as much as the other ones that we have from Young Living, but totally up to you. If you love candles, I would recommend trying out the diffuser, grabbing a couple oils. There's all different kinds of options of customizable scents for you. So that's super fun. Here's another recipe, another way to freshen up your room with room spray. This one is also very customizable. You put your favorite essential oil in there. The salt is just to help the oil disperse through the water because oil and water don't mix. So whenever you see a recipe that has a pinch of salt, it's just to help it dissolve into the water better because the salt will dissolve into the water and kind of carry the oil with it. You still want to shake and spray before. This is another great thing to have if you have company coming over and you want to just freshen up your house. You can just hit all the cloth things in your house with this spray. I would normally get the curtains, the couch. Sometimes I did the carpet or the pillows, anything that is going to not absorb, that's the word I'm looking for, absorb that scent will work wonders. And you can change this one out too. Okay, another one that's great for on the go is the Thieves hand sanitizer. And I love this one because most hand sanitizers really dry your hands out and they have that really strong like alcohol smell. If you have a cut on your hand, it is like the worst. This hand sanitizer is very different. It is alcohol based, but it's a different kind of alcohol. It doesn't dry your hands out and it has peppermint in there. So it's just a very smooth and soft, and it almost like moisturizes your hands too. So you don't have to worry about your hands being all dried out from using it all the time. Of course, washing your hands with soap and water is always the best option, but in a pinch, you're in the car, you don't have access to a sink, or something happens. I'm a mom, something's always happening with your kids, and they're always little snack monsters, right? So you always have to have these options in your back pocket. This is a great thing to have in your toolkit. And I think this one comes in 1 or 3 pack. But it's a great thing to have, and they're pretty little, so they can slide in a pocket, in a purse, in a diaper bag. And there's also a very large, not a very large one, a larger size with a pump that we use for refills. So this is a great option to trade out if you're looking to swap. So it's all about mindset, right? Are you ready to make a change for your family, for your health, for your kids? You want to be using the natural products, and maybe not so much the products that you're used to, or maybe even the products that you grew up with. I think that was the hardest thing for me. I just did things because I'd always done them. And I didn't question it because that's just what we did. So now stopping and thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't be cleaning these toys with bleach because I know my baby's going to put them in their mouth. I worked in a daycare and we soaked the toys at least once a week in bleach. And I just like shudder to think about that bleach drying on the toys and then the babies putting it in their mouth. But that's a whole nother story. So you want to make sure that you are doing things as naturally as possible. And Young Living really provides a lot of options for you to make an easy switch. So there's 2 different ways to do Young Living. You can do wholesale or retail. Wholesale is going to be the most bang for your buck. You're going to get a 24% discount. You are only required to spend about $50 a year, 50 PV, which is very doable if you're swapping out things like candles and cleaning products, and then you get into all the other options that there are for swapping. Then you can sign up for a monthly shipment program, which is awesome too, because then you get points. And you are part of a team who would be me, and you would get lots of education and encouragement in a community of people who are like-minded trying to do what you're doing. There is no requirement to sell. You can just be wholesale distributor for yourself and get products for yourself. That's it. You don't have to sell or advertise or anything. Retail, on the other side, you have full price. You don't have to sell, just like the other one, you don't have to sell, but you're not eligible for any of the other perks. And it's not so much as a community as the wholesale. I hope that made sense. But if it didn't, you can always reach out and I would love to elaborate. So before, I had lots of different cleaners. All of them had to be thrown out because they all had toxic ingredients. And now I'm able to use the one cleaner, that's the Thieves Cleaner, and I can use it with my kids. It's safe enough to use with my kids, which is awesome. Okay, so I hit on this a little bit. I just want to make sure that you understand this is not an additional expense on top of your other expenses. This is replacing where you're spending your money. So instead of going to a grocery store to buy your soap, you're going to order from Young Living. Instead of getting your cleaners and things from Walmart, you're going to order from Young Living. So you're just shifting where you're purchasing. We just moved to Pennsylvania and I'm very excited because there's lots of options here. We've got local butchers and lots of little farms around that I can get like eggs and milk and beef right from the butcher. So I love that option of shopping around and getting what you want directly from the source. This is kind of the same thing. You're just allocating your money in different spots, okay? So don't think of it as an additional expense. And even if it does become an additional expense, you got to think long term. What are you saving really in the long haul? If your cleaning products are causing that much havoc and damage in your body, you're going to pay for that later somehow. So you might be saving the copay, the gas to drive to the doctor's appointment, the medicine that you might have to get on because your body is struggling, right? So think long term. Who's ready to update your journey? Reach out to me. You can send me a message. You can comment, reach out. I love to help people along this journey. because when I started, I remember how overwhelming it was, and I would love to hold your hand and walk you through it. I have lots and lots of resources that I can shoot your way. I hope this class was helpful, gave you some tips and ideas, and I will hopefully see you at the next class.